Yay! Are you getting rid of all sorts of energy?
Yeah.
Mitchell, what's the rule? We don't pull anybody, do we? We don't pull anybody. So this is our clown house. Let me get the front of it. It's a cool design. The clown mouth. I just hope it's worked so far. They've been sleeping through the night. Sam and Mitch, how'd they interact? First of all, I don't think they liked each other because we had a bouncy house in the basement that it was World War III of like they went at it. I think Sam's jumping, Mitch is jumping, pinning him against the side, screaming in his face. I think whatever one was doing, the other one wanted to like give him a hard time.
No, not the other one. Mitchell wanted to give him the other hard time.
It was just
Sam
Mitch.
wanted
Okay.
to, Sam was Silent Sam for
That's
a reason.
True. That is true.
And
Sam
Sam
was sweet. Mitch.
Well, just wanted to do his own thing, stay out of his business.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
Mitch was
good
the
point.
instigator, and Sam was going along for the ride. So I think by default, Mitch and Sam, both being middle children, had to be there for one another because Stephen was the firstborn, who was kind of the bossy firstborn, and Gabe is the stereotypical easygoing youngest child, the baby in the family. And so when that dynamic exists, then you just middle children figure out how to blend in. And they do well going with the flow. And I think that's where I see the dynamic is that when Stephen wants to be bossy, Mitch and Sam will roll their eyes or Gabe will roll their eyes and kind of like, okay, let's go along with it. And then when Gabe's being the spoiled youngest, Mitch and Sam can roll their eyes and tolerate him and go along with it. But no, I think it's a good nucleus to the family is how all the kids get along. But the piece is that when you're a middle child, you kind of carve out your own unique identity. So that's my observation for middle children.
The one main thing I remember when I was younger is just that we always didn't have the strongest relationship. You know, it's I don't remember too much of it, but it wasn't always we were the closest. You know, it wasn't always like that. But we were just kind of forced around to be around each other, and I think through that I kind of just lived with it up to a certain point. So yeah, I would say that Sam and my relationship wasn't super strong growing up. Like I was kind of the childhood bully for him. Like I was the big brother that was also kind of like a bully. One thing that I do remember was around my sophomore year or so of high school, Sam was just entering his freshman year and he was taller than me. And as soon as he got taller than me, my dad just started like just relentless, not like relentlessly, but he was always on my ass about like, oh, you're a little big brother, like Sam's taller than you now. And so for me, at surface value, I didn't take that as like, oh, it was whatever, but it definitely struck a little bit of a chord just because there's one thing that he has over me that I don't, and I had to grow to accept that. I was an immature kid, but it was one of the things where like my identity is no longer being one of the taller boys in the family. Now my younger brother is taller than me. So that was one thing that I was almost jealous of. This one time we were playing basketball. I was a sophomore, Sam was a freshman. We were on the same team. We were both on JV basketball. And we were playing, it was a one-on-one drill. Mm-hmm. And so Sam has the ball at the top of the key. You were defending. I was playing defense at the time, which was even weirder. Sam does a jab step, and then he falls to the ground. And I'm like, what was that? And then so long story short, it ended up that you tore your ACL from that, which was completely shocking. I was pissed the whole time. And like afterwards, because it wasn't your fault and it was no one's fault, but I was just mad that you didn't get to finish your basketball season with me. And so that just made me upset.
After freshman year basketball, I was talking with our coach, and he was like, yeah, we'll have you back better than ever. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to sit on the sideline, because like my doctors told me that I'd have to wait 9 months, and if I had to wait 9 months, I wouldn't want to just go back and have a fear of injuring myself again.
Yeah.
And so during your junior year, you decided to quit basketball because you wanted to swim and do better for water polo season. After you made that decision, I'm like, that's a great idea. That is like a really good idea.
Yeah.
I want to do that too. Because like with the swimmers, everyone was like, you spent more time with the swim team than you did your family during that season.
Yeah.
And
Wake
so I
up
think,
at 4 in the morning.
yeah.
You and I would wake up at like 4:30 in the morning. We'd get out of bed, make sure each other was awake, drive to pick up our friend, drive to practice for an hour and a half.
Mhm.
School day happened, practice for 2.5 hours, go home, eat and sleep.
So
And we were in each other's pockets the whole
if
time
anything, that just strengthened our relationship just that much more.
because we were literally with each other. We were swimming in the same lane for some of the season.
We'd be competing by seconds. I
Yeah,
remember,
we would literally be within
Yeah.
like half of a second
Yeah.
of each other every
I
race.
think the one you beat me the most in was the 100 breaststroke.
Yeah, but then you killed me in the butterfly. So we were better at different strokes, but it was fun
Yeah.
to be able to have a friendly competition every practice and
Mhm.
have someone that was in the shit with you instead of you just
Yeah.
slogging it out.
Yeah.
I got a good song.
I mean, is it
I'll
worth
be
it?
right
I
back.
mean, I just wanted like.
First moved to Kentucky and we were on campus. I remember walking around campus and seeing all these people and they're all hanging out with all their friends. I'm like, oh no, like all these people know each other. I don't know anyone. So it was a nice natural thing for like me to just call you up or text you up and say, hey, you want to like go get food or do you want to go hit the gym? So it was nice to have like an already friend. I just wanted to tell someone about my day at the end of the day because you don't want to just be like sitting alone in your dorm
that
watching
happened.
a show.
That's
And
in
you
my
just kind of
mind.
acknowledge it. And yeah, you want to have a social outlet to talk to. I grew up basically every single sport I ever played, I had a brother on my team, which is kind of cool to say, kind of weird, but kind of cool. And I thought as soon as senior water polo was done, I thought it was just going to be it. But we both went to University of Kentucky just kind of by chance. I mean, our family moved down here, so we decided to go here. And it just so happened that there's a men's club volleyball team at UK, and we both decided to play it because we've always been interested in volleyball, never had a chance to play it competitively.
After joining the volleyball team, you know, we made a bunch of friends there, but I don't think any of our friendships with them are as strong as the friendships we have with one another. And that's what was so funny about joining the team. You know, here's two new guys. And initially, everyone's like, "Are these guys twins? Like, they act the same, they talk the same, but they look nothing alike." And so, like, literally everyone on the team was like, "These guys got to be twins." You know, just how similar we are just shows how close we are as brothers, I guess, and how we've built that strong relationship. You know.